Just picked the kids up from school on a school run, Paris and the kids. And I've just been sent a video of Anthony Joshua talking about if he kills somebody, he kills somebody in a boxing ring. I think, you know what? He's a little bit long in the tooth to be talking shite like that. He's 37-year-old at the end of his career, fighting a YouTuber, a Disney Channel guy, who Tommy beat. And now he's talking about killing him and all that to try and sell. Please, barking up the wrong tree, idiot. Here's a fun fact. If I ever come across you, bum, I'm knocking you dead spark out. I ain't a YouTuber or a man half your size. I am him, the man. You're a classless loser coming off a 15 months knockout defeat to a local lad. Imagine if someone from Morecambe knocked me out. You big bum, useless tosser. Get up, and I can't wait if Jake Paul knocks your spark out, you big bum. Get up.
Why not just do the Fury fight next? Why tempt fate?
Because Fury's going to fight, right? So he's going to fight in April. So we don't want to sit out till September.
Why not scrap that fight? Why not try to come together and say, let's do Fury AJ in April?
We do that. I don't mind doing that, but I don't think Tyson Fury will take the fight straight off the bat. As I understand it, he wants to fight, and probably will feel, even though it was Jake Paul that we fought, you know, we don't have to fight. We don't necessarily need another fight before Tyson Fury, but we're not going to wait till September because right now, AJ's message to me was, I want to get back to work. Let me have this week, and then I want to go back to Spain, go with Team Usyk.
I had no intention of ever fighting again, but I need that Joshua fight. So, here's what happened. Why am I back? So I thought to myself, I've been away a long time and missed a lot of my kids growing up. I thought I'm going to spend time with my kids. I'm going to be happy driving around Morecambe. I'm going to be very happy going to my gym, doing a bit of training. And I just want to live a normal life. I just want to be left alone. And that lasted, I'd say, for about 2 months. And then I started thinking, I need boxing.
After Anthony Joshua handled business against Jake Paul, the real shock came after the final bell. Tyson Fury didn't dodge, didn't deflect, he accepted the call-out. Suddenly, a fight that fans argued about for years felt real again. Ego, history, pride, and heavyweight power all collided in one moment, changing the conversation overnight. The stakes instantly skyrocketed across boxing worldwide today.
AJ, if you had it your way, would you just go into fight Tyson next, or would you like one more?
Yeah, I would.
We can do that, by the way, straight away. No interim fights. If Tyson's ready and AJ's ready, we don't have to fight in February or March. I think he's saying he needs to fight.
I'll give the Dosser 8 weeks. Give him 24 hours to sign a contract. Let's see if he's a man.
Frank Warren made it very clear that he does not buy into the idea that Tyson Fury lacks heart or courage. The way he explained it, Tyson has already proven himself in moments where most fighters would fold. He brought up how Tyson has been dropped, hurt, and still found a way to get back up and fight on. The point he was making is that the backbone is the last thing anyone should question when it comes to Fury. He framed Tyson as someone who shows his toughness inside the ring, not through talk or social media noise.
But AJ said, look, he needs to grow a backbone. He needs to stop retiring after his losses. Obviously, Tyson called him out for some of the "if we have to kill in the ring" comments. It feels like it's brewing. It feels more realistic.
Listen, no one could ever accuse Tyson of not having a backbone. This is the guy that when he's been in trouble, and you've seen him in trouble in fights, get off the floor, where a lot of people wouldn't get up. They would let the referee call out, get off the floor and get back into a fight and come out. You know, come up, get up, fight his heart out.
He also shifted the focus onto Anthony Joshua's recent form and didn't dance around it. Warren highlighted how Joshua's loss to Daniel Dubois was not close and how it showed real problems. He stressed that Tyson is nothing like the opponents Joshua has been facing lately. In his view, fighting someone like Jake Paul does nothing to prepare you for a fighter with Tyson's size, skill, and pressure. The message was simple. Tyson would bring a level Joshua has struggled with before.
You know, he's a warrior, a true warrior, and, you know, his 2 losses were very close fights against AJ. That's it. That's his 2 losses. And AJ, I mean, his fight against Daniel Dubois, I mean, you know, he just got destroyed by Daniel Dubois. He done a job on him from the very first punch that he landed. He just took him apart and stopped him. And, you know, one thing's for sure, Tyson's not Jake Paul. And for me, you know, and I was very vocal and very adamant that Daniel Dubois would do what he did before the fight. And I know that Tyson, and I really do believe Tyson will do the same thing.
When talking about whether this fight actually happens, Warren made it clear that money decides everything. He explained that Tyson is open to the fight, but only if the terms make sense. If those conditions are met, Tyson steps in. If not, the fight stays a rumor. He also pointed out that Tyson cannot just sit around inactive while Joshua takes other fights. From his side, a warm-up fight makes sense, but it would be against a real boxer, not a crossover name.
If the fight happens, and it's all about one thing. If the fight happens, you know, Tyson said what his requirements are financially, etc. If they're met, he'll be in there. If they're not met, then it won't happen.
Do you expect Tyson to have a tick over first? It looks like AJ may fight in Saudi in Feb.
Well, he looks like he's going to have another fight, doesn't he? So you can't expect Tyson to sit around waiting until September if he's going to fight. He's had a very busy this year doing other things. And that means he's been out the ring for a long time come September. So, yeah, he'll have a warm-up fight, but it won't be against a YouTuber or it won't be against anybody like...
Johnny Nelson did not see the Jake Paul fight as something that lifted Anthony Joshua in any real way. The way he broke it down, that win did not answer any serious questions about Joshua as a fighter. It did not show growth, it did not reveal new strengths, and it provided no indication of how Joshua would handle someone like Tyson Fury. In his view, that fight stood on its own and gave no clues about where Joshua truly stands at the top level.
What about the Joshua perspective then, Johnny? How much credit has he come out with after this fight? And of course, there's all this talk about Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury. Are we going to see that fight?
Well, credit-wise, I don't think it enhances his career whatsoever. It enhances his popularity, but it's not enhanced his career. You know, he learned nothing off that about himself or immediately. In regards to Tyson Fury and AJ fighting, we've had it every year.
When it came to Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua, Johnny sounded tired of the yearly talk. He made it clear that unless both fighters publicly confirm that they have agreed terms, he refuses to believe it is real. For him, the fight lives more in fan hope than in reality. He also suggested that the timing of the Fury and Joshua chatter felt convenient. To him, it looked like a move to grab attention and shift headlines rather than proof of real progress behind the scenes. That is why he warned people not to get carried away. Until there is real action and real confirmation, he sees it as empty talk.
And AJ fighting, we've had it every year. You know, it could happen. Unless I hear it out of both fighters' mouths, I will not get something. And it's our wish list, it's what we want to see. Why wouldn't we? Right? It's the biggest fight in the world right now. And neither of these guys have got a world title. It's the biggest fight out there. But until you've got one fighter, just one of them saying, yeah, we sat down and we've got a deal done, I don't believe it. I think it's hot air. And remember, they announced this the morning after Gassiev beat Pula for the regular WBA title. And I think that was to try and squash that news and try and steal the headlines. And so it's a great wish list. I think
Eddie Hearn made it clear that the plan around Anthony Joshua is already moving, not stuck in talk. He explained that AJ is likely to fight again around February or March, mainly because sitting out too long makes no sense. Joshua has just come off a full camp and a fight, and while people call it easy, Eddie pointed out that it was still a long grind. From his side, the next move is about staying active while keeping the bigger Tyson Fury fight alive in the background.
So we are moving forward, obviously, with our plan now with His Excellency. That would be a fight in February, March, and then hopefully to fight Tyson Fury. So I will plan to sit down with His Excellency when I get to Saudi later this week. February the 14th, which is a proposed date. My gut feeling, and we'll talk to the doctors and the team over the next 48 hours, it's 7 weeks this Saturday.
He also explained why jumping straight into the Fury fight is not as simple as fans think. Eddie stressed that Fury already has his own plans and is expected to fight in April. Because of that, waiting around until late in the year would leave AJ inactive for too long. He made it clear that Joshua does not want to cool off or lose momentum. AJ wants a short break, then straight back into training, improving with his new team and staying sharp.
Why not just do the Fury fight next? Why tempt fate?
Because Fury's going to fight, right? So he's going to fight in April. So we don't want to sit out till September.
Why not scrap that fight? Why not try to come together and say, let's do Fury AJ in April?
We do that. I don't mind doing that, but I don't think Tyson Fury will take the fight straight off the bat. As I understand it, he wants to fight, and probably will feel, even though it was Jake Paul that we fought, you know, we don't have to fight. We don't necessarily need another fight before Tyson Fury, but we're not going to wait till September because right now, AJ's message to me was, I want to get back to work. Let me have this week, and then I want to go back to Spain, go with Team Usyk.
When talking about a possible interim opponent, Eddie sounded cautious rather than excited. He admitted that finding someone who actually prepares you for Tyson Fury is very difficult. Fury's style is awkward and unique, so no warm-up fight truly matches it. Eddie also hinted at the risk involved. If you line up a dangerous opponent while the Fury fight is agreed, one bad night could ruin everything. That is why they are weighing options carefully instead of rushing into a name just for headlines.
For 2026.
Do you like the idea of the Rico fight for him?
I mean, I understand it, you know. I don't think it necessarily prepares him style-wise for Tyson Fury, but, you know, Rico's a pretty dangerous guy. I mean, he's a big man. He can punch. Like, he's probably going to be a little bit unorthodox. But, you know, just a name on a big pool of fighters. I think there's part of what you said is very much correct. We don't want to, if we sign in to fight Tyson Fury at the same time, the risk element, you know, you got to weigh it up because we're there. We don't want to lose it on the line like Deontay Wilder getting beat and we lost that fight, you know, when that was supposed to be announced in the ring. So
Max Kellerman focused first on the risk of Anthony Joshua taking another fight before Tyson Fury. He felt that adding a tune-up right now only creates danger, not value. One bad moment, one wrong punch, and the Fury fight disappears. From his point of view, Joshua has nothing to gain from another fight and everything to lose, especially at this stage of his career.
There was supposed to maybe be another fight between now and the Tyson Fury fight as a tune-up. Were I advising AJ, I would cancel that fight.
Yeah.
No fights.
Immediately.
No more fights until you, because
there's no telling what happened type of thing.
There's no telling.
Yeah, you're right, Max. And I want to say,
he also raised real concern about where Joshua is physically and mentally right now. Max pointed out that this was AJ's first fight in a long time, and that he is clearly older than before. What stood out to him was how Joshua looked slower, more cautious, and less willing to open up. The sharp combinations and flow that used to define AJ were missing, and that made Max question whether this was decline or just rust.
again, when I say I'm disappointed in Joshua, he might just be past it. You know, this was his first fight in 15 months. He's 15 months older, right? He's not 36.
What signs are you seeing, Mike, that make you think he is possibly shot?
Would you like to hear from AJ first?
Yeah, I'd love to hear from AJ first.
Let's hear from AJ.
Looking ahead to Fury, Max sounded worried rather than excited. He felt that Joshua is now in the second half of his career and possibly past his best. While he stopped short of calling him completely finished, he made it clear that this version of AJ would be in serious trouble against Fury. For Max, the biggest issue is not talent but timing. Fury feels like the worst possible matchup at the worst possible moment for Joshua.
But I will say, sometimes I think a fighter is shot and then he comes back and has an amazing performance. I just don't see it this time. I think he's in a world of hurt against Tyson Fury.
Well, I mean, look, this is the thing about...
What about you think about him and Deontay Wilder fight?
Yeah, I think Deontay's definitely...
Deontay puts him down. The issue with boxing is we're trying to extrapolate. We're trying to draw a lot of information and draw conclusions from very small samples. A guy might fight once or twice a year.
Tough, yeah.
We do not know at this moment how much of that was, oh my God, Jake Paul managed to go 6 rounds
is Anthony Joshua
and how much
still
of
one
it
of the best heavyweights in the world?
On decline.
It's tough,
Is he in the
right?
top 10
NBA
right
players,
now?
NBA's are
Heavyweights in the world. Anthony Joshua. Is he one of the best
He's
heavyweights
been
in the
left that
world?
though, Max. He's been
No,
left that.
come on.
I don't know if he's top 10 right now.
I would say based on resume and what he's done recently,
Yes.
you put him in the top 10.
Yes.
Based on what he looked like against Jake Paul,
Put him in
I
the
would be
top 10.
curious to see what he looks like next time out.
Teddy Atlas did not sugarcoat what he saw from Anthony Joshua against Jake Paul. Teddy was fair about why Joshua looked that way. He kept coming back to the fact that AJ is human. He explained that Joshua was coming off a long layoff and a knockout loss, and that matters a lot in boxing. In his view, fighters need one fight to shake off the fear and doubt after getting stopped. Teddy felt this fight served that purpose. It was not perfect, but Joshua needed to clear his head and rebuild confidence. Teddy also widened the view and compared both men physically and mentally. He acknowledged Fury's greatness and what he represents, but he also talked about wear and tear, lifestyle, and age. From a pure physical standpoint, he leaned slightly toward Joshua having more left because of how he lives and trains. Still, he made it clear this fight comes down to who has more left in the tank when it finally happens. For Teddy, it is not black and white. It is about timing, recovery, and mindset just as much as skill. Now it all comes down to what actually happens next, not what gets teased online. Fury versus Joshua still feels huge, but until contracts are signed, it is all just noise. One move, one delay, and everything changes. Let us know in the comments below, do you think this fight finally happens, or does it fall apart again?